Will signing a new deal motivate Giannis to earn another title for Milwaukee?
Giannis is under contract for 2 more seasons.
3-year extension worth $186 million that includes a player option.
Welcome back to Hoop Vision, a basketball hub for true fans of the game. This year has already been crazy, and now that Giannis has extended his time with the Bucks, it's time to see what that means for himself, his teammates, the franchise, and the rest of the league. Let's dive straight into basketball. Giannis's new 3-year, $186 million contract extension with the Bucks is a big financial commitment from the franchise, and a very good overall move, giving them the ability to re-sign him at the end of the 27-28 season to a new 4 or 5 year deal, which will be worth God knows how much considering max contracts are increasing their worth like crazy. However, this extension is way more than just a star completing the formalities. It's an ending to all the rumors that were surrounding Giannis and his willingness to leave Milwaukee. The Damian Lillard trade helped with that, but as we recall, he wanted the franchise to prove that they were still going after the championship, which resulted in the Bucks front office sweating about the possibility of his departure in case his expectations weren't fulfilled. We live in a time where player movements and free agency decisions can turn the league upside down, so the Bucks wanted to retain Giannis's services badly. Now that his signature is dry on the contract, everyone within the franchise can go back to focusing just on basketball. When you think about it, it's almost the same deal that AD had with the Lakers, but he's not nearly as good in terms of being able to single-handedly carry a roster, so Giannis deserves every penny. For the Bucks, this financial commitment goes beyond just securing a player. It's an investment in protecting their identity and a statement of confidence in Giannis, at least for the next 3 seasons. Now, Antetokounmpo's decision has another side as well. It's also a statement of loyalty to the franchise that drafted him. If you look beyond the muscles and the height, Giannis can sometimes seem like a little boy who's living his dream. The city has embraced him, the fans love him, and he's stated plenty of times he'd like to stay in Milwaukee forever. Just like every boy who loves basketball, Giannis likes to win, and while the Bucks are showing the willingness to help him with that, they won't have reasons to worry. In an era where player loyalty is questioned and seems to be a dying relic of the past, it's nice to hear a story where both the franchise and their superstar are on the same page. Even Kobe wanted to get traded at one point in his career, so the frustration Giannis felt not so long ago shouldn't disturb the fans. He has Dame alongside him now, and has inked this new deal, so the only thing left for them to figure out is how to fit everything together and secure as many wins as possible. They've played 8 games so far into the season, with a record of 5-3, so it seems they'll need some time before they get their mojo going. As expected, the East witnessed the domination of both the Celtics and 76ers, while the pleasant surprises are the Pacers and the Hawks. But there are still a lot of games to be played, so this doesn't have to mean anything. However, Giannis signing this deal will unfortunately have an impact on the Bucks' flexibility during free agency next summer. With Dame's contract from the Blazers and both Middleton's and Lopez's extensions, they don't have a chance of landing another star at the end of 2024. Bobby Portis is locked in until the 2025 season, after which he has a player option, just like Brook Lopez. Bobby's $11 million doesn't seem too overwhelming at first sight, but combined with Brook Lopez's 25 and Chris Middleton's 31 and Pat Connaughton's 10, it's easy to see why Milwaukee's cap space is drowning. Add Giannis and Dame with $45 million each, and you've got yourself a financial noose around your neck. Speaking of champions, you don't become one by having just superstar players scoring 40 a night. Role players can make or break your season, and here's what summer 2024 will bring to the open market. First of all, 3 players from the current roster will see their contracts expire: Malik Beasley, Jay Crowder, and Robin Lopez. Malik Beasley has been hopping around teams since he came into the league, so maybe Milwaukee will be where he feels the most comfortable at. For now, he's averaging a modest 9.3 points and 4 rebounds, playing 26 minutes per game on average. Jay Crowder and Robin Lopez are veteran players, so we'll see what kind of a season they'll have as well, and whether they fit into the Bucks' plan within the next 2 to 3 years. Some of the interesting names that will also be free agents next season are Dario Saric from the Golden State Warriors, a power forward who has a nice 3-point touch and most importantly plays for around $2.5 million per season. Signing him to the roster would be a nice improvement for Milwaukee's offensive arsenal and floor spacing as well. Markieff Morris is another interesting option that'll be available in the summer of 2024. Before we discredit him for his age, just a quick reminder, he's a big man who can shoot, and usually those players don't get impacted by age like those relying on strength alone. Let's just remember Rasheed Wallace's run with the Celtics in 2010, or Channing Frye's time with the Cavs. Cavs. In both cases, having players who are 7 feet tall and can light it up from 3 can be life-saving when you're playing during crunch time in the playoffs. And let's not forget that price plays a big factor as well. So getting a 3-point shooting big man for under $3 million seems like a good idea. He's not Kristaps Porzingis, but given the circumstance, could be a very good role player and add one more option for Giannis to kick out to when he drives into the lane and 4 guys are waiting for him. Summer 2024 will be a very interesting free agency, as names like Klay Thompson and Pascal Siakam will be free as well, and PG and Kawhi will be in their player option seasons, so we might see them change jerseys again in case the James Harden experiment doesn't work out. At the end of the day, maybe the Bucks won't need to add any big names, but it's nice to know if something comes up on the market, you have the ability to act, and the Bucks' options in that regard will be pretty limited. On the positive side, them sticking to an unchanging core can lead to developing team chemistry, so even if they don't win it all this season, there's always a shot at the title next year. Yes, Dame will be a year older, but it's not like he's approaching his 40s. If LeBron can win a title at 35, there's still a chance for Dame to get his ring with Giannis. The on-court chemistry will definitely be better as time passes and they spend more time with each other, so it's just about making the right adjustments during the season. As Giannis said, signing the extension will allow everyone, including the players, coaching staff, and front office, to focus entirely on basketball and nothing else. In his mind, that was one of the reasons Milwaukee was able to win the championship in 2021. As he recalls, there were no issues regarding contracts and off-the-court drama, so the atmosphere in the team's facility was always delightful to train in. On the other hand, if Giannis didn't sign an extension, there would be a lot of stress and anxiety within the franchise. Many teams would like to have the Greek Freak on their roster, so the Bucks were justified to fear his departure in case he and Dame don't win the title together. Now that his fate is secured until the end of the 2028 season, all of them can sleep as peacefully as babies. However, it's crazy to think about some of the possible scenarios that placed Giannis in other teams around the league. Boston was mentioned as one of the destinations, but that was before they offered a max contract to Brown in the Kristaps trade. So now, even if they wanted to pull off such a move, their cap space would be an impossible obstacle to jump over. If the Celtics don't look scary enough now, just imagine them with Giannis. That would be something to watch. Then, the Golden State Warriors were among the contenders for him, and his great relationship with Curry could have just helped with landing him. However, their salary cap is also way out of control, and since Klay Thompson's re-signing will be happening, this just remains a nice theory scenario that would probably break the league. So, if Giannis decided to leave the Bucks instead of signing the extension, what teams would have the most chances of landing him? The two more likely ones would be Miami or Philly, and the reason for that is they're both flexible in terms of cap space while also offering Giannis an ultimate sidekick to play with. Jimmy Butler and Giannis would be a nightmare, but Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Giannis would officially shut down the league. It's like there would be no point in playing the season at all. Just imagine having Embiid and Giannis under the basket, 2 MVPs waiting to drop 80 points combined on your team. But that's just daydreaming. Giannis has made his decision, and by the looks of it, he chose well. Hopefully, both he and Dame will find their rhythm and show the world why they're currently considered to be one of the best duos in the league. That's it for today, dear friends. If you can think of any other aspects of how Giannis signing this contract impacts the Bucks, make sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. Since the NBA season has officially started, there will be plenty of new takes, news, and NBA stories, so make sure not to miss them by hitting the subscribe button. Until next time.